So did the best golf monopod get even better? I'm here to break down this Pauly P, and I'll just show you that this also works just the same. I'm here to break down this Pauly P and compare it to my original gpod X. Now, whether you choose this gpod X or the Pauly P, you will be better off than choosing any other golf monopod / tripod on the market, which I will explain in this video. We're going to be comparing these two head to head, talk about how I use them in certain situations, and hopefully you will be able to make the decision on which gpod is right for you. And guys, if you're new here, my name is Chonger. I'm an average golfer with the goal of trying to get to scratch, documenting my journey along the way, showcasing my weekly lessons, talking about different gear and gadgets that help me improve, such as these gpods and so much more. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, follow along on this journey with me, and let's dive into this review. So why would you want a golf monopod to begin with? So there's two main reasons. The first one is if you're a content creator. So having a monopod is so much easier than a tripod because you can just stick this into the ground. You don't have to worry about taking apart the legs, placing it down, getting the right angle. Because you know, the tripod can be a bit shaky if you're on a little bit of a slant. The monopod, you can always just stick vertically into the ground. So much easier for content creation. So the second reason is on improving your game. So I think the best way to learn something new is by doing it, visualizing it, getting that feedback, and then you rinse and repeat. So I'm always bringing my gpod to the range so that way I get the perfect camera angle. Before this gpod, I would makeshift a lot of different things. I had this little like tripod which I had to kind of lean up. It got a really kind of distorted camera angle. It affected like the ball flight. So you're not really getting a true accurate picture of yourself at the range. So it's kind of hard to diagnose your swing if you're not capturing the correct angles. And so yes, the gpod is extendable, so you're always going to be able to get the correct angle. And what I like in particular about the gpod is the magnetic head. It just allows you to attach and detach your phone so much easier. So really all you have to do is put your phone on the gpod, take a swing, you can take it off very easily, review it, put it back on, rinse and repeat. So it just really helps with that feedback loop. When you compare the gpod to other golf filming devices on the market, the other options fail in two main areas. So the first is some of them have clamps, and so it just makes it harder for you to access your phone, get that real-time feedback. You're kind of be fidgeting with it more. And also if you are a content creator, having the clamps, you can kind of jiggle around with it. It's not as smooth as just having that magnet. You're able to stick it on. And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm filming content out on the course, I'm already flustered as it is. So being able to just stick down the monopod, put your phone on the magnet, press record, instead of just fiddling around with the clamps, it's just one less thing that I have to worry about. The second thing where these other filming devices fail is in the legs. So the monopod just allows you to get the perfect angle all the time. So for instance, if you are on some hilly terrain, the tripod legs make it a bit hard to get that straight shot. Whereas if you're on an angle and you have the monopod, you can always just stick it vertically into that slope. Or if you're uphill, downhill, you can always just make sure that you're getting a straight on shot. So that's where the gpod benefits from having the magnet and also the monopod system. So now that we just compared the gpod to the other competition, let's just talk about the differences between the gpod X and the Pauly P. So this gpod X is $129. And this Pauly P is $149. The gpod X is a lot lighter, is made out of carbon fiber, whereas the Pauly P is more sturdy and is made out of an aluminum alloy. This gpod X is quite compact. It goes down from 20 inches all the way out to 51 inches. So this Pauly P is a bit longer. It starts out at 31 inches and it extends all the way to 57. So that is 6 inches longer than the gpod X at its fullest height. Now this extra height is nice if you're on like a hilly terrain and you want a better vantage point. So maybe having that extra height is nice. But I think for most filming scenarios, you'll kind of live in that in-between range. So I think having the gpod X or the Pauly P will really work in like 99% of your situation. So both the gpod X and the pauly P do work with this indoor base. It's just how they connect to it is slightly different. The gpod X is very nice because you can just insert it into this opening here and screw it on. Whereas with the pauly P, what you have to do is unscrew the peg at the bottom, and then you just have to screw it on to this base right here. Now, fortunately, I haven't yet, but I could foresee that maybe I got a bit lazy and I don't put the peg away. I could misplace it. So that's also just one thing that could be a bit of an inconvenience. And also just unscrewing the peg, screwing it back on. Yeah, it's just one extra step. Both are fairly easy to insert into the ground. It's just, I find with the gpod X, I want to hold it mid shaft so that way I just get a bit more leverage when I'm pushing it into the ground. But with the pauly P, since it's heavier and also the peg is more piercing, you can really just push it into the ground and push from the top, and it's relatively easier to insert into the ground. So both of these heads have a swivel system. So as you can see, you just have to unscrew this and then you can just move the head around so you can get whatever kind of angle that you want. And similarly with this gpod pauly, you can just also move this around as well too. One thing that is nice about the pauly P is it does have magnets on the side. So for instance, I have my other mic here, and if I wanted to, I could just insert this in the pauly P. Maybe I don't want to always wear a mic on myself. You know, if you're swinging, sometimes it can fall off. So, you know, if you want to mic up your gpod, then that's an option as well too. So what's also nice about the gpod head is you can unscrew this magnet right here. So now with this screw, you can attach like a GoPro, a DSLR. It's very flexible with what you want to film with. I probably wouldn't put my heavy DSLR camera on this. I reserve this more for a GoPro or a phone. But with this, I feel comfortable putting my camera on it. It's a lot more sturdy. So yeah. Okay, so just to demonstrate this magnet, if I just put it on my phone like this, I've never had a situation where this phone has come off. And this is just my iPhone with a case on it. This is just like a normal like Apple case. And like the sticking ability, or I don't know what technical term you want to use, is still great. I do have another phone which has like a plastic case, but the gpod does have a magnet that it comes with, which you can attach on. But if your case is just something like this Apple one, or if you don't have a case, then you don't need the magnet. It just works just like that, and it's just super easy and convenient. So that was just an overview between the two gpods. Now, let me just talk about a couple of different scenarios when I use each one. Maybe you'll be able to resonate with one more than the other, and then maybe you'll be able to decide which gpod that you would like to get. So I use this gpod X when I film my lessons with Tim, because we're primarily indoors, and so it's very much easy to attach to the indoor base. This is also very lightweight to put in my golf bag. And when I'm filming with Tim, you know, I'm carrying my tripod for the main camera, my camera itself, and my golf bag. And just the walk from the parking lot to the academy is like 5 minutes. And that's if I'm walking very briskly. So, you know, it's no like slight walk here. I want something that is a bit more lightweight, that's easy to stick into my bag, and doesn't take up a lot of room. However, when I'm practicing at the range outside, I do use this pauly P. I just find it so much easier to just stick into the ground. And also if I'm out on the course filming, I will also use the pauly P as well too. This is me though, having the luxury of two gpods, one primarily that I use indoors and one that I use outdoors. But if I just had one gpod, I would probably pick the gpod X just due to it being a bit more portable and it's easier to use inside. And guys, if you're interested in a gpod and want 10% off, use code Chonger. I'll also leave a link down below. And I hope you guys found this video insightful. Hopefully I put you guys onto a new way to film your golf swing. This is a great way to record yourself at the range, film content. I also use the gpod when I'm practicing and I'm using my launch monitor. I can just stick my gpod down, attach my phone, and I'm able to view the practice range at a more eye level instead of just staring down at the ground. So I think that's a lot more convenient and also ergonomic. And I think there's a lot of scenarios how it can indirectly improve your game. It might not be directly like a training aid, but I do think that there are a lot of aspects that this gpod can help you improve. And so yeah, I would highly recommend you guys check it out, and feel free to leave some comments down below if you have any questions on either of the gpods. So anyways, yeah, thanks for making it to the end of this video. And like always, smash that like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.